We're here with the man known as Brick Suit right after day 4, the final day of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. If you're a Donald Trump fan or if you just watch a rally on occasion, you may see this man in the front row. Well, we got a fascinating story as this man, the Brick Suit man, tells me he was in Pennsylvania, in Butler, the day of the shooting. Please recount, obviously you're a huge President Trump fan, but I'd love to get some more details if you can share it with us.
Well, that was, a very scary day. I can tell you the rally was basically just as it normally was. And then, as he said here in the speech, he was pointing to a slide, and then we heard the gunfire. It took a while for everybody to realize what was going on, and then by the time we figured it out, he was already prone behind the podium. So we had like 15 seconds of panic. Then we couldn't see him, so we had 60 seconds of just like anguish. And then when he got up and he raised his fist and he let everybody know he was all right, then we had relief, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic to be there. It was great to see him speaking here tonight. I thought he did a wonderful job. His sense of humor is there. I'm so happy to see him again.
Now, you were in the front row, is that correct?
That's correct.
And what did you witness there from the front row in Butler?
Well, I heard the shots. I looked to my left because that's where I thought they were coming from. And when I looked back to where the president was standing, he wasn't there anymore. The Secret Service agents were rushing up on the stage and jumping on top of where he was. And then there was another group of shots. And that's when I knew it was something serious. And I stayed standing for a while, then I dropped down to get my camera. The shooting stopped, so I stood up again. And, just waiting to see what happened. I could hear the Secret Service. I couldn't see anything. And they said, let's get ready to move him. And they did a countdown. And is he going to be immobile? Is he going to be incapacitated? But then he stood up, and I could see in his eyes, I could see the fire. And I could see the defiance in his face. And I could tell he was shouting something. I didn't know what, but I could tell he was okay. And they let him over a little bit more. I could see the blood on his ear, just the top. And when he walked away, he was under his own power, and I was just really hopeful at that point he was going to be okay, unless he had like a hidden wound like President Reagan had when he was shot. So when he left, like he said, nobody panicked, nobody ran, there was no stampede. And then, it was just a sense of relief that we felt. If he hadn't stopped to raise his fist and let everybody there know he was all right, I knew because I was close. But people in the back row wouldn't have known. And if he had just gotten in the car and gone away, all of America would have like 2 or 3 hours of panic until he was able to be on video again.
Now, how many of these rallies have you gone to? Have you lost count? I mean, give me some perspective of how long you've been doing this and how many you've gone to.
I don't really count, but it's probably a little bit over 40, and really started going to them in earnest in 2020.
And what is it about President Trump that compels you to go to rally after rally after rally?
Well, first of all, I just think it's super important. Second of all, some people have hobbies like going on cruises, which I personally would have. Go on a boat and out in the ocean for like 2 weeks. That's boring to me. I'd rather spend my money going to rallies. So I think it's important. I enjoy it. I like to support him. And for a long time, I was politically inactive. And that's because I didn't think there was a politician who was really putting the needs of American citizens first. President Trump is that politician. And I didn't vote for him in 2016. But with his actions, he proved that he was going to be a man of his word. He got rid of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. He got rid of the Paris Climate Accord on the third day he was in office. And that's when I became a fan.
And you saw him 2 days later, is that right?
2 days later on Monday, I saw him here, yeah.
And what was your reaction? What was his reaction when he saw you?
Well, he was coming down from the booth where they were sitting, and he saw me on the other side of the Secret Service line. And he knew that I was at the rally because he saw me when he came out there. But he came over to me, he shook my hands, and he said, "That was a hell of a day, wasn't it?" And I said, "Yes, it was, sir."
And with all the speeches you attended, all the rallies, what did you make of his acceptance speech here on day 4?
It was longer than I expected, but it was excellent. It was a wonderful speech.
The one thing I noticed, he definitely ad-libbed quite a bit. The speech lasted almost a full hour beyond what we expected.
And he still has a sense of humor. It's just incredible. This incredible man.
Mr. Bricksuit, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.